A vision of the cosmos. Life as a whole, and every level of life, is governed by natural law. The totality of natural law can be found in the scintillating intelligence of every grain of the ever-expanding universe. Modern astronomers estimate that our universe is composed of trillions of galaxies, each containing 100 billion suns and untold planetary systems. The ancient Vedic seers described the reality of this ever-expanding universe in a short expression, Yad dure tad vantike. That which is far away is inside. This means all that we see outside in the cosmos can actually be found inside in unbounded awareness. The self-referral transcendental field of Parame Vyoman, the unified field of natural law. There is a Yoga Sutra which brings the experience of this far extended universe within the comprehension of human awareness. That sutra is Bhuvana Jnanam Surye Sanyamad. This sutra offers a practical technique to open one's awareness to the knowledge of the cosmic regions, to the phenomena of galaxies and all heavenly bodies floating in the empty space of the universe. Human consciousness contains within it the totality of natural law. This means that no expression of natural law, however distant, is out of reach. If there is anything you want to know, you need only look into the Vedic technologies of consciousness and train your awareness to comprehend it. In this, we see the truth of the expression Yata Pinde Tata Brahmande. The individual is cosmic. The following presentation gives a vision of the formation and evolution of galaxies, nebulae, and other celestial phenomena. As you watch, remember, Yad dure tad vantike. That which is far away is inside. In order to know anything outside, you do not need a telescope. You only need to close your eyes and open your awareness to Parame Vyoman, transcendental consciousness, and fulfill that very ancient saying, know thyself. The Andromeda Galaxy, the nearest major galaxy to our own galaxy, the Milky Way. A galactic nebula. The Hubble Deep Field peers back to the beginning of the universe and unveils a bewildering variety of galactic shapes and colors. The Cygnus Loop Nebula, the expanding blast wave from a supernova explosion which occurred about 15,000 years ago. Clusters of newborn stars. Gas clouds in the Carina Nebula. The Eskimo Planetary Nebula in the constellation Gemini. A gravitational lens in the Abell galaxy cluster, evidenced by the arc-shaped galaxies and stars. This galaxy cluster is so massive that its gravitational field warps space into a lens shape, magnifying distant galaxies ordinarily too far away to be seen even by the Hubble telescope. A planetary nebula glowing in the constellation Aquila. The Orion Nebula's trapezium cluster, viewed in visible light. An infrared view of the same area reveals a swarm of more than 300 newborn stars and brown dwarfs, most of which are too dim to be seen in visible light. The Crescent Nebula, located in our Milky Way. The Spirograph Planetary Nebula, the remains of a sun-like star. A cluster of newborn stars in the small Magellanic Cloud. A rare collision of two galaxies, creating the mass of bright blue stars seen particularly in the lower right corner. A supermassive black hole glowing in the center of the Circinus galaxy. The Ant Planetary Nebula, created as a sun-like star, ejects its gas at the end of its life cycle. A perfectly edge-on view of a spiral galaxy, revealing huge clouds of dust and gas, extending along as well as far above the galaxy's main disk. Ultra-bright infant stars sculpting glowing gas bubbles in the large Magellanic Cloud. A dazzling star cluster of over 20,000 stars in the large Magellanic Cloud. Stars forming in a 1,500 light-year wide stellar nursery. Hot star vapor creating cloud funnels in the Lagoon Nebula. Embryonic solar systems, called protoplanetary disks, seen here being blown away by nearby stars in the Orion Nebula. The Cartwheel Galaxy, formed by a rare and spectacular head-on collision between two galaxies. This collision sparked thousands of supernovas, seen in the center hub, as well as the birth of thousands of bright blue stars seen on the rim. The Horsehead Nebula. Cepheid variable stars embedded in the arms of a spiral galaxy. Stars forming in pillars of hydrogen gas in the Eagle Nebula. Dense star clusters in the large Magellanic Cloud. A nearby starburst galaxy, a type of galaxy characterized by an exceptionally high rate of star formation. Cat's Eye Nebula, the most complex planetary nebula ever discovered. The Pinwheel Galaxy. The Pleiades. The Rho Nebula Complex. A black hole glowing in the center of a nearby galaxy is devouring a smaller galaxy in this spectacular galactic collision. Two spiral galaxies pass each other in near collision. These dense clouds of dust and gas in the Trifid Nebula, full of embryonic stars, serve as a stellar nursery. The Crab Nebula and the pulsar which powers it, located in the constellation Taurus. Beacons of starlight in the chromosome-shaped Egg Nebula. Nebula containing Eta Carinae, the most powerful star in the Milky Way. The Flame Nebula and Alnitak, the easternmost star in Orion's belt. Gaseous clouds in the Helix Nebula. Each cloud head is at least twice the size of our solar system, and each tail stretches for 100 billion miles. The Hourglass Nebula. The 6 light-year-wide Bubble Nebula in the constellation Cassiopeia. The Gamma Cygni Nebula. An extremely rare type of super-hot star called a Wolf-Rayet star, seen here ejecting a 100 billion mile wide cloud of gas nodules. Each nodule is about 30 times the mass of the Earth. The Cepheus Nebula. The Seagull Nebula. Nebula in the constellation Cassiopeia. The Trifid Nebula. The Great Orion Nebula, located in Orion's sword, below the easternmost star in Orion's belt. The Cone Nebula. Nebula in the constellation Cygnus. An aging star creating a planetary nebula. Assorted planetary nebulae. Twisting solar magnetic fields propelled this huge eruptive prominence 100,000 miles above the sun's surface. The prominence is composed of a plasma of ionized gases at a temperature of 150,000 degrees Fahrenheit. the planet Mercury. An ultraviolet view of Venus reveals cloud patterns in its sulfuric acid atmosphere. The Earth. A view of the Earthrise from the Moon, seen by the Apollo 11 mission. The Moon. Three views of Mars. Jupiter. Saturn and its moons. The heavens revolving around the pole star. These images have presented a vision of the universe, which we have seen is actually the outer expression of your own inner self-referral consciousness. Whatever you see outside, remember, yad dure tad vantike. That which is far away is inside. All the knowledge of the universe can be gained by utilizing the Vedic technologies of consciousness to discover the totality of natural law within yourself. You only need to close your eyes and open your awareness to Parame Vyoman, transcendental consciousness, and fulfill that very ancient saying, know thyself. Jai Guru Dev.
Jai Gurudev. You know, it's so amazing, the wisdom that Maharshi has given us. Nobody in the world, besides Maharshi and those who've been fortunate enough to find him, nobody knows this knowledge that is so absolutely essential to the appreciation of life's divinity, life's majesty. Modern scientists had come to realize that we are cosmic individuals in this small sense, that we're made of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, and all of that but the hydrogen is cooked in exploding stars. So we are star children in the sense that our bodies were incubated in exploding supernova stars. But we're cosmic in a so much greater sense, in that the intelligence that governs the vast universe made us. We're made of Veda. The constitution of the universe and its 40 qualities have given rise to this exquisite physiology that is cosmic. And Maharshi's knowledge goes beyond this to giving us the key to our cosmic nature so that we can experience and utilize the totality of natural law, which we are, which our Atman is, which our very physiology is. That intelligence that we just saw displayed in the magnificent body of the Creator, in the body of the cosmos, in the every fiber of our human physiology, of our human nature. And this is the wisdom of Maharshi brought to us in the scientific language by His Majesty Rajaram. It's incredible when you consider what we know from Maharshi and what the world has yet to know. I wanted to take a moment with you and collectively recognize the wonderful gift that Maharshi has brought us again in this year, in this Guru Purnima celebration, by inviting us into his home and sharing with us the really magnificent display of the offering to Gurudev, the fruits of Maharshi's supreme wisdom and supreme transformation of life on earth. In coming into this holy place, and this vastu that Maharshi has generously put up for our enjoyment, and the food that Maharshi has generously provided, we have really entered, in a sense, Maharshi's physiology. Everything that goes on within these walls, within this vastu, within this beautiful home of Maharshi's international movement, Maharshi's aware of everything here. Everything. Who's here, who's there. It's remarkable the extent to which this really is an extension of Maharshi's consciousness. And we've been invited into the umbrella, the cocoon, of Maharshi's Brahman consciousness, and the supportive nature, and the bliss, and the grace, and the smoothness that one feels here. So I just wanted to perhaps collectively express our heartfelt appreciation of being invited into Maharshi's home and into Maharshi's being, to share with him in the beautiful talk that he gave on Guru Purnima, the tender expressions of fullness and celebration of the life and enlightenment of our Sri Gurudev, which has been so beautifully enshrined in that magnificent and majestic cosmic physiology and heart and consciousness that is a Maharshi. We're really living right here, existing right next to this powerhouse of coherence, of Maharshi's consciousness that is transforming the world. The worlds revolve around Maharshi's consciousness, as we saw the heavens revolving around each other. So maybe we should take a moment and just express to Maharshi how delighted we have been to share these couple of days of his knowledge and his beautiful home and beautiful consciousness that he shared with us, thinking very carefully for us each day what he'd like us to hear, what he would like us to see, really nurturing and taking care of us in the way really that only Maharshi can. So Jai Gurudev.